In the bamboo grove monastery, dawn broke over the forest, casting golden light upon the assembled disciples around Buddha. A deep tranquility permeated the air, punctuated only by the occasional rustle of leaves and distant song of a bird. The disciples' faces carried the weight of their concerns, and they turned their expectant gazes toward the enlightened one seated before them. Ananda, ever watchful and attentive, spoke first, voicing the turmoil that plagued families in nearby villages. Blessed One, we witness families torn apart by inheritance disputes, their bonds of love eroded by greed and anger. Buddha's serene gaze softened, and he gestured for the disciples to draw closer, his presence a beacon of calm. Ananda, he began, his voice gentle yet profound. Let me tell you a story from long ago, a lesson eternal. There once lived a family of brothers, bound by blood yet divided by the snares of attachment and desire. They inherited vast lands, fertile fields, and a golden chest filled with coins, a legacy from their beloved father. At first, they rejoiced together, pledging unity and cooperation as they promised to care for their shared inheritance. But as time passed, seeds of discord sprouted among them, taking root in the soil of unchecked desires. Each brother, fearing the loss of his share, became suspicious of the others, and their words turned to accusations. The eldest accused the youngest of deception, the youngest doubted the middle brother, and the quarrels poisoned their home, their hearts, once intertwined like the roots of a strong tree, became tangled in the knots of avarice. The villagers who once admired their unity now looked on with sorrow, whispering of a family falling apart. One day, the eldest brother, burdened by the disharmony, sought guidance from a hermit dwelling on a distant mountainside. The hermit, a man of wisdom and compassion, listened patiently to the eldest brother's tale of conflict and mistrust. What binds you is not the inheritance itself, said the hermit, but the clinging to its illusionary value. True wealth lies not in coins or lands but in the bonds nurtured through understanding, love, and selflessness. The eldest brother returned to his family, his heart enlightened by the hermit's counsel and his spirit longing for peace. With humility, he approached his brothers and offered them his share, seeking forgiveness for his part in their strife. Moved by his selflessness, each brother felt the weight of their own guilt and chose to follow his noble example. They reconciled, dividing the inheritance equitably and embracing one another. Their hearts cleansed of greed and anger, their lands flourished with abundance, and their once barren home became a sanctuary of unity and shared purpose. The banyan tree at their homestead grew strong and vast, its shade a symbol of the harmony they reclaimed. Buddha paused, his words lingering like the notes of a melody, as the disciples reflected deeply on the story. Greed, like vines, strangles the tree of love, and anger burns the soil in which compassion grows. Buddha continued, to free the heart from greed is to nurture the roots of kinship and preserve the shade of familial love. Material wealth is fleeting, it withers and fades like leaves in autumn, but harmony among hearts creates eternal riches. The disciples bowed their heads in reverence, the wisdom of Buddha's words planting seeds of clarity in their minds. Ananda whispered, Blessed One, your teachings illuminate paths through the darkness of human folly and restore the lost light of truth. Buddha gazed at Ananda and said, Remember, it is in letting go that one discovers the true essence of togetherness. Disciples, carry this lesson into the villages. Be the banyan shade for families fractured by greed and discord. The sun rose higher, its warm rays touching each face. As the disciples departed to spread the teachings of harmony, Buddha remained beneath the banyan tree, his stillness embodying the profound peace of a heart untainted by worldly attachments. Another day, The sun bathed the bamboo grove monastery in warmth as disciples gathered to hear the Buddha's words of wisdom. The soft murmur of the stream nearby harmonized with the tranquil rustling of leaves swaying in the gentle breeze. Among those who came seeking answers was a villager named Mala, her face a canvas of worry and fatigue. She bowed deeply before the enlightened one and began, "Blessed One, my family is breaking apart over inheritance disputes. My husband and his brothers quarrel day and night, unable to divide their father's land without acrimony." Mala added. Tears welled in her eyes as she pleaded, "I fear our once loving family will forever be fractured by this greed." The Buddha nodded with compassion, his calm presence soothing the hearts of those gathered to listen to his words. "Mala," he began, "long ago there was a potter who crafted a beautiful clay pot. Both fragile and precious, this potter, wise yet humble, decided the pot would symbolize unity for his family after he departed this world. He instructed his two sons to cherish it and share it equally, hoping it would bind their hearts as one. When the potter passed away, the sons gathered to discuss the inheritance left behind by their late father's love. They quarreled over the clay pot, each insisting they deserved it more than the other. Their voices filled with anger. In their rage and stubbornness, they both pulled at the pot until it slipped from their hands and shattered. The pot, their father's gift and a symbol of unity, lay in ruins, scattered in shards across the dusty ground. The brothers stood in silence, overwhelmed with regret and sorrow for the thoughtless destruction of their father's cherished keepsake. Burdened by guilt, they sought guidance from the village elder, a man known for his wisdom and insightful counsel. The elder listened quietly as they recounted their actions, their voices trembling with grief and shame for their folly. "This pot was not the inheritance," the elder said, "but rather a mirror to reflect your greed and its effects. Your father's true legacy lies not in objects, but in the values of love, respect, and shared harmony," he taught. With the elder's wisdom as their guide, the brothers resolved to honor their father's teachings by reconciling and working together. They pledged to care for one another, to share their burdens, and to foster a spirit of collaboration and forgiveness. The villagers witnessed this transformation, marveling as the brothers rebuilt their bonds and became a symbol of unity for all. The broken shards of the clay pot were buried under a tree, and the tree flourished as a living reminder. The Buddha's voice fell silent, and those gathered felt the weight of his story settle deeply in their hearts. After a moment of reflection, he continued, "Inheritance is but a fleeting possession. Its true value lies in the lessons it carries. Material objects are fragile, like the clay pot, but virtues such as love and forgiveness endure beyond this mortal existence." Families, when divided by greed and pride, can shatter as easily as the pot. Healing requires humility and shared effort. Mala, your family must remember the wisdom of the potter and the elder. For love cannot coexist with selfish desire. Encourage them to see beyond property and possessions, and to embrace the enduring treasure of harmony and mutual understanding. Mala bowed deeply, her heart lightened by Buddha's words, and she vowed to share his teachings with her family. The disciples, too, felt illuminated by the story, their hearts inspired to guide others on the path of compassion. Ananda said softly, "Blessed One, your stories reach into the hearts of all, sowing seeds of unity where division once grew." Buddha turned his kind eyes to Ananda and said, "Ananda, our task is to water these seeds, for growth comes through effort." The golden light of the setting sun cast long shadows across the land as the day drew gently to a close. The stream continued its endless journey, carrying with it the echoes of the Buddha's teachings to faraway places and hearts. Another day, twilight settled over the Bamboo Grove Monastery. Painting the sky in hues of orange and soft purple, the disciples assembled near the tranquil pond, their eyes reflecting curiosity and reverence as they awaited Buddha's teachings. Among them sat a merchant named Vishnu, seeking solace for a kingdom fractured by inheritance disputes among royal siblings. He bowed deeply before Buddha and said, "Blessed One, the heirs of our kingdom fight ceaselessly over their late father's treasures. Our land is divided, its people burdened with sorrow as greed poisons the harmony once cherished by all." The Buddha nodded calmly and gestured for Vishnu to sit, his demeanor radiating compassion and understanding. "Vishnu," he began, "let me tell you a story of a king, his daughters, and a thread of gold. Long ago, in a distant kingdom, a wise king feared his legacy would fade once he departed this world. To his 3 daughters, the king gifted golden threads, instructing them to protect their family and kingdom with its symbolism. The eldest wove the golden thread into her garment, believing it would shield her from harm amidst uncertain times. The second tied the thread to her wrist, convinced it would bring her unmatched strength to defend their legacy. The youngest, however, used the thread to sew tattered robes for the poor, seeing unity as the kingdom's true treasure. Years passed, and the kingdom faced a calamity, a great drought that ravaged its lands and threatened its people's survival. The eldest, reliant on her garment, withdrew, believing her thread would ensure her personal protection from the encroaching hardship. The second, drawing strength from her thread, demanded obedience from the people, but her pride alienated those in need. The youngest, guided by compassion, rallied the villagers, inspiring them to share resources and labor together to overcome the crisis. The kingdom, rejuvenated by unity, flourished under the youngest daughter's leadership, her golden thread binding the hearts of the people. The king praised her, saying, "You have understood the purpose of the thread. It is a symbol of compassion, not power." The Buddha's voice carried softly through the evening air, each word settling deeply in the hearts of those who listened. He turned to Vishnu and continued, "Inheritance, like the golden thread, carries meaning only when guided by love and understanding. Material treasures are finite, easily lost or squandered, but virtues like compassion and selflessness create bonds that endure eternally." Just as the youngest daughter sewed together the kingdom, heirs must weave the fabric of unity within their families. Vishnu, speak with the royal siblings and remind them that their greatest legacy lies in the unity they preserve. Encourage them to see beyond possessions and titles, to embrace the enduring treasure of harmony among their people. Vishnu bowed deeply, his heart lightened by Buddha's words, and vowed to share the wisdom with the quarreling royals. The disciples reflected silently on the profound teaching, their minds filled with purpose to spread the message far and wide. Ananda said softly, "Blessed One, your stories illuminate the timeless truths that guide humanity toward peace and higher understanding." Buddha's gaze rested on Ananda as he replied, "Ananda, let the golden thread be a reminder to us all. Woven with care, unity strengthens. Frayed by greed and pride, harmony falters and fades like twilight into night." The pond shimmered in the soft glow of moonlight, the tranquil water carrying the echoes of Buddha's wisdom. The disciples departed into the night, carrying the essence of the teachings to share with those in need of guidance. Buddha remained in serene reflection, his presence embodying the profound peace that flows from a heart rich in compassion. How can I share what little remains when survival itself seems uncertain? The Buddha regarded the ruler with unwavering patience. Scarcity does not diminish the power of selfless service. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.